What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Yeti, are we live? I like you, Yeti. I like you. Are we live? Shady, are we live?
We alive. We live.
Don't let the eyebrows chase you away.
You like that one?
Oh, I love it. And if you know, you know. But we're not going to go there today because it's all about the big, beautiful bill, guys. It's about the big, beautiful bill. Shady, did I mention that it's about the big, beautiful bill today?
We're calling it the BBB, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are just a couple of days away from July the 4th. And guess what? A monumental, historic administration moves forward, railroads the opposition, steamrolls over them like a truck, and puts them right in line. And all the people, the naysayers, Jeff, they were naysayers, they were hangers on, they were people that were saying it couldn't be done. And guess what? They were wrong.
That's right. That's right. They're wrong, and it's going to pass. Hopefully, but today is what they're predicting. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. It will get on the president's desk, hopefully, on the 4th of July when the big, beautiful bomber B-2 pilots and other pilots from the Iran destruction, obliteration mission will be there, Shady.
Oh,
Operation Midnight Hammer.
Yes. Yes, Operation Obliterate not just Iran's nuclear infrastructure, but obliterate the deep state's ability to threaten everybody in the region. So many people don't realize what the gravity of the way that these people threaten foreign nations, they threaten countries, and they hold them hostage, and then they squeeze everything that they can squeeze out of them. A lot of that tension has been released, and I think if you pay attention, there's also big moves on the front of Israel, Gaza, and also Congo and Rwanda have stopped shooting at each other.
Yep. I mean, give credit where credit is due. Even Elon had to say, I give President Trump credit where credit is due for stopping a lot of conflicts around the world. And, you know, we're now we got Russia, you know, and Ukraine left to deal with. We still got to see what's going to happen in Israel. We'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens.
DQ said, you mean the big, beautiful bush.
Now, go ahead.
DQ said, you mean the big, beautiful bush. How does she know?
Because you're not in the family chat.
I don't understand how.
So what I was saying before.
Sorry.
No, it's just, you know, I just lost all train of thought, but I can't remember what it was now. But T-Pez wants me to tell you what it's all about again. It's about the big, beautiful bill.
That's the only thing I can think about. And then someone tried to distract me in the chat this morning, and then DQ did the same thing.
Yeah, go look at the MG Show family chat on X. You'll see a lot of stuff there, and you'll see more memes made with the eyebrows. Rush does not have a castle. He just donated a castle.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Rush. But we don't need Rush being naked. Okay, guys, please help him out. I want to thank
You don't want to see that.
Rush for the gifted subscription. He gave one. Thank you, Rush. And there was another one. Somebody started the wood chips and it just went away. Who was that? It was a $1 Rumble Rant daily wood chip start. Sean Linan, thank you so much, Sean. Sean Linan, thank you so much. Thank you. And love you too, TN Pez. By the way, it's about the big, beautiful bill today.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Did you really think? I'm really like we put all these people. They did it. Like Elon couldn't railroad it. Like I know that it's not all the way through yet, but I just, man, I feel like we as people, as Americans, have watched our government not function for so long. We've become cynical. We've become complacent. We're like, maybe this thing doesn't even work. Maybe it can't function. And now everybody's starting to see at the same time that, yes, it could function. It was the people that were engineering it wrong and making it mess up on purpose to engineer communism. I mean, if you can't have communism and a peaceful society, like you can't get communism if you have a peaceful society. You only get communism if you have a chaos society to breed it out of. And everything that Trump is doing is making us more peaceful.
Yeah. Real quick, Mikey Mariano. Good aim. He got Rush. Claude, thank gosh. Sean Linan, thank you for gifting one. And our favorite garden gnome gifted a subscription as well. I think Sean Linan got S14. Thanks. We don't need these people naked in our chat, Shady Grove.
Okay, well, let's focus.
Focus, damn it. All right, so we've got President Trump. We've got the big, beautiful bill. Breaking news to probably deflect from the big, beautiful bill is P. Diddy Combs was convicted of just the prostitution-related offense, thanks to Maureen Comey, and acquitted Wednesday of sex trafficking, racketeering charges that could have put one of the hip-hop's most celebrated figures behind bars for life. So now that's all over. It's just crazy.
I mean, it's crazy that that's hitting right now, right? And good observation also, Script. Yes, we are taking back the power, right? Biden tried to implement Build Back Better. And so we're like, Build Back Better is crap. It's the big, beautiful bill.
So let's show you what the left thinks about the big, beautiful bill. And then we're going to get into the actual facts of the matter. And by the way, I don't need a mentally disturbed young man telling me what is in the big, beautiful bill and what isn't, because you can obviously see that this person is only reacting with his mental health, with his feelings, Shady Grove, which are skewed. Check this out.
Okay.
Luke, you can't possibly think that all MAGA are bad people. Oh, yes, the fuck I can. And you know why? It's because I do think it makes you a bad person if you're cheering for 17 million people to lose their fucking health care.
And that's a lie.
I do think it makes you a bad person if you're cheering that 1 in 4 nursing homes are going to have to close.
That's a lie.
I do think it makes you a bad person if you kick your fucking feet while the biggest ever cut to food assistance for kids, families, and veterans goes through in exchange for a giant tax cut to millionaires and billionaires. I do think
that's a lie.
All that shit makes you a bad person. If you're a current supporter of the atrocities that are going on, you are a bad person. And I'm sorry to break that to you gas station loitering, mouth-breathing, knuckle-dragging, maggot fuckheads who go home at night and lie to yourself about how you're such a good person. No, you're not. And guess what? Some of us have really good memories. So in 30 years, when you lie to your family and your kids and your loved ones about how you weren't really a supporter back then, some of us will be around to remind you of the very simple fact that yes, you were. You won't be able to hide.
Okay? That's what the mental health is doing to these people, guys. I mean, we really need to make mental health great again. And, we need the media because they're liable for this. And hopefully the libel laws will get the media back on track to tell you the truth about what's actually happening in your country. Instead of, we can't give Trump a win, so we got to get our mind-controlled little scumbags out there to talk shit.
Well, Paramount has just now settled the CBS thing about the 60 Minutes thing for like 16 million, and nobody's even writing a story about it.
Yeah, was it 60 million?
60? Okay, I thought I saw 16. But isn't it interesting?
Look,
you want to talk about what we're going to remember in 30 years? Like these people literally told you that you couldn't go into the hospital if you didn't have a vaccine. These people told you couldn't leave the hospital without you weren't allowed to take you weren't allowed to try different drugs. You were forced to wear a mask. Like, nobody stood up for you. Like, we were removed from social media. We weren't allowed to talk in America. You know, you're getting to publish your stupid little video. Nobody's censoring your video that's being put up online. If we were to make a video similar 5 years ago about how we were irritated about the COVID lockdown or putting on a mask or anything, you're censored. So be glad, sir, that you live in a place where the person that's currently the president doesn't come and do anything to you for being critical.
Well, this kid is a little snot-nosed little brat that doesn't know anything.
There's a lot of those that running around.
Sorry, you know. Real quick, shout out to Scott McMahon at Bigger Truth. Another awesome show with Jeff and Shannon. Thanks, guys. This was fun. It really was fun. It's got 3.7 thousand views on X, and it was, just talking about, our experiences with the Flynn cult.
Yeah, because right now what we currently is shaping up is that we are the whistleblower. We are the ones that understand. There's nobody else out there that understands what it was. Yes, General Flynn was pardoned, but yes, General Flynn did other things. And yes, this is the biggest story in America, is the uncovering of the psychological manipulation by ex-military working in tandem with the globalists and the ex-feds to impugn MAGA and Donald Trump supporters and make us look like we are Christian nationalists who want to somehow get rid of everybody but the white people.
Yeah. And, it's very interesting how it works. It's a military-civilian alliance. That's what it is. And by the way, Shady, did you see this?
Guess what? Dan posted about eggs.
No, that's not
Eggs,
true.
Shady. Eggs.
No, you're not excited about that.
Yeah.
Why would you be excited about that?
Because that post led to Pasobic and microchip.
It sure did.
Yeah, it did.
Isn't that interesting? Because isn't that the stuff that we've been talking about recently that's all connected to InfoWars and all of these narratives that are always wrong? Have you?
Too. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. They're getting ready to be wrong about this big, beautiful bill. All the people that went all in, that said that this is going to add all this stuff, let me tell you, it's going to actually start to turn around. What are they going to say whenever that debt clock starts clicking the other way in about 6 to 8 months?
Yeah. Crazy. All right. So also today, Shady Groove, Kash Patel shut down the Hoover building, the FBI Hoover building, and moved the HQ across to D.C. to the Ronald Reagan building. And by the way, Yeti pointed it out today at the beginning of the show. The 7th floor literally is no more.
Q proof.
Boom.
7th floor is literally. Cash should have done some sort of video or put together something where he's walking around and showing like where they're using. He was talking about that they're using car mats above the entrance to the building to stop the facade of the building from chipping away and falling down on people as they walk in and out of the building. You're talking
Cargo
about
nets. Yep.
Cargo nets or something. You're talking about, just interesting the way they want to keep that building the way it was, and now it's been abandoned. And that building houses a lot of corruption, by the way.
Yeah. And housed.
Past tense. That's a very new thing, but you're correct.
More.
None longer.
All right, so nobody wants to talk about growth, which will be the primary reason that the big, beautiful bill will be one of the most successful pieces of legislation ever passed. This growth has already begun at levels never before seen. Trillions of dollars are now being invested into the USA, more than ever before. Likewise, hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs are filling up the coffers of the Treasury. The tariff money that has already arrived and is setting new records. We are growing our way out of sleepy Joe Biden's mess that he and the Democrats left us, guys. And it is happening much faster than anyone thought possible. Our country will make a fortune this year, more than any of our competitors, but only if the big, beautiful bill is passed. As they say, Trump's been right about everything, and this is the easiest of them all to predict. Republicans, don't let the radical left Democrats push you around. We've got all the cards, and we are going to use them. Last year, America was a dead nation with no hope for the future, and now it's the hottest nation in the world. Make America great again.
Man. You talk about the inspiration. You can't be a better cheerleader than this guy. He even said it the other day on Bartram. I'm a cheerleader for America. That's what we're doing here at this show. We're being a cheerleader for America. We're being a cheerleader for what's right. There aren't a lot of people out there that are doing it. There are not a lot of people out there that are doing what's right. And right now, you're talking about fiscal responsibility. You have to teach yourself fiscal responsibility, meaning you can't spend more money than what you've got in the bank.
Kind of like we have to do in our own lives?
Exactly what I'm saying. Every single one of us has to do in your own lives. And why does your government have? Your government was created and it stayed within those bounds. This show has shown you the tariffs and how the government was staying. They didn't have any money. If you didn't have money, remember Trump said, Jeff, he's like, I sent him over to look into the account. How many tariffs have we brought in? We brought in 88 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the kitty, quote unquote. That's the kitty that the government is supposed to spend from, not all this other stuff that's going on. So he's reestablishing communication between the government and where they're supposed to spend from. And so he can later detach the government from pulling it from you.
Yep. Uh-oh.
And this bill does it because it's dropping everybody's taxes, by the way. They keep saying that he's giving tax breaks to millionaires. He's giving tax breaks to everyone.
Yep. I have an issue. I can't
play it? Play something?
No, I'm stuck.
On your computer?
Close program. Hang on. Okay. I just had to restart my browser, guys. Sorry about that.
Okay.
But we're going to go through. This show is all about what, Shady Groove, today?
It's all about the big, beautiful bill. You thought I was going to get that wrong, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I had my fingers and toes crossed.
Yeah, I know. That was a tense moment.
It was tense. All right, so here we go. So this is, the one big beautiful bill, guys. OBBB. Are you down with OBB?
Yes, you know me.
I got to find out where I am now.
Oh, you set that up a little early.
Yeah, I did. You down with OBB?
Yeah. Well, you go back around that horn, are you?
All right, here we go. Don't be talking about horns.
And I talk about eyebrows.
The 1 yard line in this game that's been played over a year. Really, we worked on this for about 14 months to get us to this point. We're going to run it right up the middle and score for the American people. And I tell you what, everybody is going to benefit from this bill. Sean, as you noted, all those features. It's the most conservative piece of legislation we've ever worked on. You need to mention at the same time that even though while we're having historic tax cuts, we also have historic savings. We're going to save $1.6 trillion for the American people. We're going to cut down the size and scope of government, make it more efficient, make it work better for the people. They demand and deserve that, and the Republicans are delivering. So this is a vehicle. Let's also remember that this is just a step in a sequence of events. We are intending to do more reconciliation work. You can do a reconciliation budget for each fiscal year. So the plan is to do one in the fall for the FY26 budget year, and then we can also squeeze in a third one for FY27 before this Congress is up. At the same time, we're going to be passing rescissions packages from the White House to save more money and spending less in appropriations. We will get the government back to fiscal sanity, and we are the party to do it.
Wow. We don't want that.
I sit here and watch and see all of the, and remember, he's talking about 14 months, by the way. Did you catch that part? We've been working, the election was only about 9 months ago, meaning that we've been working to get this done since before the election because we're working together on a project. Meanwhile, what was going on 10 months ago? 10 months ago, they were out there acting like Johnson was no good and we got to get rid of him and we got to throw him down and he's not really doing anything productive. Meanwhile, he was in the background working with the Trump administration to set up how we were going to engineer this quote unquote big, beautiful bill for the American people and actually give relief to the taxpayer as opposed to steal more money from them in some surreptitious way as we pretend to give it back to them.
This bill needs to pass. Candle 34, keep up the good work. $5 Rumble Rant. Thank you, my friend. We also have the Heroes Welcome. The B-2 bomber pilots who bombed Iran nuclear facility are invited to the White House on 4th of July. Seems like a setup, doesn't it, Shady Grove? Seems like something going to happen, right? Seems like this is going to pass. Call your senators and, House Republicans, excuse me. Call your Congress members, guys. Needs to pass. Now, Shady.
Mm-hmm.
President Trump also wanted you to watch Hannity's monologue. Yep. Trump's big, beautiful bill is packed with massive historic benefits.
You wants me to watch what?
Here you go.
Okay.
And welcome to Hannity. And we
The
begin this
boss.
Monday night with a Fox News alert. Tonight, President Trump's one big, beautiful bill is now poised to pass the U.S. Senate at any moment. The biggest tax cut in American history is still on track to become law by July the 4th. Now, this would be a monumental achievement for the president and another huge promise made and huge promise kept. Now, don't get me wrong, bill's not perfect. There are provisions and policies that I prefer weren't in there. For example, SALT deductions, state and local tax deductions. Well, that rewards blue states for electing tax and spend and high regulating politicians. But unfortunately, that's how the sausage gets made in the swamp, if it's going to get made at all. And by the way, Lindsey Graham kept saying, no, we're going to pass this and we'll have another reconciliation bill and cut spending even further. Love to hear that. No one person, and I said this when I had the Senate town hall and the House town hall, none of you all understand, none of you are going to get everything you want. But at the same time, this legislation is packed with massive, huge, important wins for you, the American people. For starters, Donald Trump's 2017 tax cut, it will be extended. It will be the largest tax cut in American history. Democrats will be voting against the largest tax cut in American history and for the largest tax increase in American history. The bill also eliminating taxes on tips, taxes on overtime. It lowers taxes on Social Security. It tackles waste, fraud, abuse, corruption in Medicaid, and even creates a work requirement for able-bodied Americans now enrolled in the program. The bill also extends the full child tax credit and standard deduction. It allocates funds for Donald Trump's Golden Dome Air Defense Project. May go down one day when we're all long dead and gone as his greatest legacy and save millions of lives. They mocked strategic defense when Reagan brought it up, and they called it Star Wars. And look what it's been able to do to protect Israel. There are other funds for military modernization. I call it the next generation of weaponry, desperately needed because our military has been completely neglected the last 4 years under Biden and Harris. It also has funds for desperately needed border security and the deportations of all these criminals and terrorists, murderers, rapists, cartel members, gang members, other violent criminals, drug dealers in our country, and will put America on a path towards energy dominance and all the wealth that will come with that. The lifeblood of every economy on the face of the earth. We will be an energy-rich nation. And meanwhile, Biden-era climate rules and regulations, they will be repealed. The green tax credit will be eliminated. Biden's student loan scheme and scam, whatever you want to call it, will officially be over. And despite all of the fear-mongering from Democrats, here's what the bill doesn't do. It does not decrease Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, or Social Security benefits. In fact, those earning Social Security, for example, they will take home more money thanks to a reduction in taxes. Medicare payments will increase while Medicaid recipients are protected from fraud. The big, beautiful bill also does not increase the deficit. Instead, the deficit will go down around a little shy of $2 trillion. That's to begin with, according to estimates. But we know that when Reagan cut taxes and President Trump cut taxes, cutting taxes in Reagan's case doubled revenues to the federal government, except Congress spent $1.25 for every new dollar they brought in, because that's what happens when you cut taxes. It stimulates the economy, creates jobs, takes people off the welfare rolls. Guess what? People are working. Now they're paying taxes, and that will benefit working class Americans the most in this bill, increasing their take-home pay. They're all getting more money back, especially if they earn tips on overtime or rely on Social Security. Democrats will vote against all of these benefits for the people that really make this country great, hard-working men and women, and this will solidify the Democratic Party and their positions as nothing but woke, out-of-touch, coastal elitists. That's who they are. That defines their politics. Why would you vote against cutting tax on tips and overtime and the largest tax decrease in history? Why do you want the largest tax increase in history? Why didn't they secure the border? Why won't they vote to secure the border? Why won't they vote for energy dominance so we can be an energy-rich country, high-paying career jobs in the energy industry? On top of that, Add the $10 trillion in manufacturing commitments President Trump has gotten from companies and countries. Wow, the American people are on the verge of a level of prosperity they have never experienced before. But the so-called champions of the working class and the Democratic Party, they are nowhere to be found when it really matters. Tonight, it really matters. President Trump, he is the driving force behind this legislation. So, of course, they can't give him a win. They'll never support it. It was like last week they were lying about the attack on Iran's nuclear facilities. Oh, those 14 bunker buster bombs, 30,000-pound bombs, they did no damage, didn't work. What, and trashing our military in the process as they work with skill, precision, courage under fire. I mean, unbelievable. What a success. They are unwilling to work with Republicans because they hate Trump. They don't care for working men and women in this country, and they just care about their woke radical agenda. Instead, as we speak, they're now lining up to support an actual communist to be New York City's next mayor, if elected, Zohran Mamdani, also known as Marxist Mamdani on this show, would be the most radical, extreme mayor in American history. And he's competing with a lot of close, seconds. For example, the mayor of Los Angeles, Mayor Bass out there. This is not an exaggeration. It is not a smear. Marxist Mamdani is a proud communist. He wants the government to seize private property, control the means of production. Don't believe me? Look for yourself.
All right, so we're going to just leave it there. He goes into the, Marxist. He's not a Democrat socialism is Marxism, guys. It's communism. It's just rebranded, and they have the rose as their little symbol as well. And we've gone about over what the rose symbology means. Symbolism will be their downfall. But Shady, so why would my friends and family want a 68% tax increase? Why would my friends and family that don't like President Trump and all the Democrats want to make us energy dominant? Why wouldn't they want no tax on tips, no tax on overtimes, no tax on Social Security for them and their moms and grandparents? Why is this? Is it because they don't want to give President Donald J. Trump a win? Is that what it is? We need to destroy our effing country because you are wrong about Donald J. Trump?
It's two layers. Layer one, your friends and your family don't really understand that what you're saying is true, sir, because the layer of the media that are supposed to relay information about what's actually happening to them adjust the information and uses it as a filter, and it sends them different information down the chain. Therefore, they sit there and they read these things like Medicaid is going to be removed, all these rights. We played the guy earlier, the way he's like losing his mind and flipping out. Because they're lying to their people the same way that they lied about Hunter Biden, the same way they lied about COVID, the same way they lied about Kamala Harris being able to answer a question about Israel. Every single thing that they do is a lie. And this is part of the reason that we decided to do this show, is because that whenever everything that you know is a lie, you cannot orient yourself. I believe that's the reason for Q, because everything was a lie and we needed a way to ground ourselves into what is actually real, so that we can build from there. But then all these other people came to the conversation and they did to Q and the Patriots exactly what the media is doing to your friends and family with the narrative shift.
Absolutely.
The same thing. It's playing out on both sides. And we're sitting here in the middle like, are we the only ones that can see this? If you can't see this, then you're playing the game on one side or the other, right?
Yeah. Paul America says, I don't care for Elon. His true colors have shown and my mind's made up. That's good because we didn't elect Elon. He did help President Trump. And thank you for that, Elon. But I am supporting President Trump. I'm not supporting any of these other lower level BS people that are not even in Trump's administration. I am supporting President Trump and his administration. I'm not sure how many days. What is it, 165 days now that he's been in office, guys? And you don't realize how fast this is moving? When are we going to see your arrests? Psychological operation is just that.
And Jeff, let's also consider the winning of the Republican Party. No human being that's alive has ever seen the Republican Party win, because it's always been war or it's Bush or it's something. Like you've never won anything. So now, as soon as the Republican Party is starting to win as a party together, you've got Elon gathering storm with all of the Alex Jones numbnuts that have already started jumping on board, saying we're going to create a new party. Right as we're starting to actually foresee the endeavor that was set out by the ex-slaves way back in the 1800s as the Republican Party to have an all-inclusive party that included all types of culture, all types of people that just simply had one thing at heart: America first. That's the only thing that we're saying, man. We're literally not saying any, and so you want to go create another party because you're going to be what? Like America better than first?
Yeah.
What's your platform?
Yeah, exactly right. So we got a really nice comment. Comrade Missian is dope. Don't debate me. The great leader is never wrong. If he's wrong, we will call it out. Don't you understand? Why don't you go back to your little eyebrow flapping little numbnut and go support that? Because all he's doing is disparaging President Donald J. Trump because he's not a giant fan. His own words. I am not a giant fan of President Trump. So we're going to keep going. 30s, because this is all about the big, beautiful bill, something that a military leader could never figure out, something that a politician could never figure out. We needed a businessman to figure this out. Okay?
Perfect point.
So 37 House Republicans star in a video pushing, is how they said it, pushing Trump's one big, beautiful bill. And this is the first look at it. 8:30 a.m. is the timestamp, and here's the video.
Tell you about this one big, beautiful bill.
It is time to pass this one big, beautiful bill.
I'm proud to be ready to vote for the big, beautiful bill.
I support the one big, beautiful bill.
I'm excited to vote for the big, beautiful bill because it's common sense. The most pro-growth, pro-American, pro-worker, pro-family bill in a generation.
No tax on tips, no tax on overtime.
It serves working class Americans, small businesses, and farmers.
It's going to employ more people. It's going to bring more jobs back to America.
This bill provides certainty for our ag producers.
Ensures the longevity and viability of Medicaid.
A lot of good stuff in here, supercharging the American economy. Money for the defense of this country with Golden Dome funding.
Rooting out the fraud, the waste, and abuse. Doubling of the child care tax credit. Doubling of the standard deduction.
Provides us the tools to crack down on the cartels, the violent terrorists.
It's going to help our farmers and ranchers by improving their crop insurance.
We want to take care of our seniors. We want to take care of those most vulnerable amongst us.
It is imperative we bring manufacturing jobs back.
This bill gives the resources that Tom Homan and Kristi Noem need to be able to keep our borders safe.
It will allow for businesses to invest in our country with 100% deductions.
Without passing this bill, families throughout my district will have a $4,000 increase in their taxes. It is so important for taxes, for energy, for making sure that hardworking Americans have access to their money.
It provides funding for ICE agents, for the border wall, increases ICE's footprint by 10,000 agents.
The average family in the 6th Congressional District will see a $12,000 increase in take-home pay. These are things that are going to be game changers for our economy and for our future.
Make a better future so that all Americans can live, work, and raise their family in peace.
So it will make the American dream accessible to all Americans again.
Is it what the American people needed? You bet. Is President Trump to be applauded for it? You bet.
I want to congratulate President Donald Trump for creating the one big, beautiful bill. It'll be the largest tax reduction in U.S. history.
We must pass the one big, beautiful bill and make sure that we're putting the American people first.
We must ensure the American dream survives for another 250 years.
Hopefully we can get it passed soon.
It's so important for the Republicans to unite.
The Senate needs to get it on over to us.
It's time for the Senate to pass this bill now.
We need to make America great again. So I'd urge my colleagues, let's get our work done.
So that was the House GOP urging the Senate, and it did pass the Senate. Now it's back in the House. Isn't that correct, Shady?
Yes, that is. And the Senate actually added some nice additions to it. I was impressed. Usually they're stripping things out or retreating. They didn't retreat. They pushed forward. They actually put stuff into it, man. And, out of everything that this bill does, I love the taxes. I love all this stuff. But the thing that it does that makes the globalists lose, because this is what we like best, right? We like best what makes them lose most.
Yeah.
What makes them lose most is the border. What makes them lose most is this codifies the border policy that currently is in place. Do you remember that one that was like, there was that big, beautiful zero? What is that? Trump's even like, was it zero? Like not one person got across? Zero. Okay. That big, beautiful zero is exactly what we needed to stem the tide of destruction of this country forever. Even Rush Limbaugh talked about this, Jeff. Way back when in the early 2000s, he was on the air explaining these things to people and explaining to you how detrimental that it is to have cheap labor infecting your country, and also how bad it is to have to be bilingual. The idea that we're bilingual or that we are capitulating to this nonsense of being bilingual, that actually is a racist concept. If you look at the Constitution, you're supposed to assimilate with America if you want to be an American. That means to learn our language and to learn who we are, and to be part of us, you should contribute, not take. And that is the cornerstone of what's being codified in this bill right here. And it also is going to give us permission to attack the cartels.
But Shady, who's going to wipe our ass and do our slave labor?
You're going to have to do some of those things yourself, Democrats.
Whipson Spur 1235 gifted subscriptions. Thank you. I got a comment here. Dot 201262 says, I will soon have to move in with my daughter because I can't afford it anymore. Been struggling for almost 2 years. God bless you, Dot. We pray that this will help, and Dot is also praying that this passes and everyone benefits. You will see that. I mean, this is one that's easily to predict, according to Donald J. Trump. So let's keep going, because this is all about the One Big Beautiful Bill Act today, Shady Grove.
Yep, and real quick, I'm going to add to that. I just saw Yeti made a comment about the SNAP benefits. Part of this bill passing will remove these benefits from illegal immigrants. There's going to be some heat there whenever their EBT cards or whatever they call their stupid cards don't work anymore. Everybody needs to pay extra attention, and I'm just saying, you're out in public, you need to pay extra attention over the next couple of weeks. We're getting ready to do 4th of July. Be vigilant, because these people are going to be irritated whenever they realize that their thousands of dollars that they're getting every month for doing absolutely nothing dries up in an instant.
That's right. That's right. All right. So here's the next one. As the president of the United States, I'm not going to let this communist lunatic destroy New York. Rest assured, I hold all the levers and have all the cards. I'll save New York City and make it hot and great again, just like I did with the good old USA, Shady Groove.
That means he's going to endorse good people for the city of New York. And
the city of New York is very close to him, Shady.
It is. Well, that he wouldn't be who he was without that city. Right. The idea that the city has abandoned him like this over political lines. I mean, you take yourself back 30 years and say, oh, are you going to Donald Trump is a Republican. Like they all took his money. Like he's in every rap video from the whole 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. They loved him until they didn't.
And then now they're trying to scrub him out of Home Alone.
I know they did.
They're literally doing that in Canada.
It's so stupid. All right, so gas prices, guys.
It's pretty good news for millions of drivers expecting to hit the road for the 4th of July weekend.
It looks like gas prices are about to get cheaper.
Gas prices are currently the lowest that they've been since 2021.
They're the lowest since 2021.
Hitting a 4-year low.
This doesn't just apply locally. Trends are being seen nationwide,
including in Michigan, where it's about 42 cents cheaper to fill up than it was this time last year. Pennsylvania, Illinois, Nevada, a number of other states seeing significant drops.
Gas prices are much lower than we have seen in recent years.
$2.68 per gallon, or more than a dozen stations in Duval and St. Johns County.
The national average could fall below $3 as early as September.
This translates to Americans spending about $500 million less on gasoline this holiday weekend versus last.
Now, a lot of people are like, well, gas isn't going down in my city. That's because your state
pretty good news
or local government is increasing taxes. I think California just put a 68-cent tax on gas recently.
Yeah, Jeff, because the price that they could buy it for came down. Remember, I told you that yesterday. The House passed a bill that basically said no matter how much gas comes down, we as California will add the tax to the bill to keep the price the same. And they all jumped around and cheered for it. I made the tweet. I'm like, these people can't be human. There's no human being that celebrates more taxes on everybody's stuff.
That's right. That's right.
There's something mentally wrong with that.
So back to the BBB, Shady Grove. What does that stand for?
BBB. It stands for the Big Beautiful Bill.
That's right, DQ. The Big Beautiful Bill, okay?
Bill, stop distracting Shady.
All right, here's EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin today. President Trump posted.
I mean, don't you love the fact we have this president who wants to unleash American energy dominance? He wants America to be the AI capital of the world. He wants to advance permitting reform. He wants to advance cooperative federalism, and he's consistent in pushing it through. We do need more baseload power. I was just in Alaska with Secretaries Burgum and Wright, where there's an opportunity to be able to double, triple the amount of oil that is going through the Trans-Alaska pipeline, to build a several 100-mile new gas pipeline. There's a push to get natural gas into New England. There are all these different requests across the country, big vision, companies that want to invest in this country, but in one respect, they need federal government to get out of the way. In another respect, they need the federal government to be a willing partner. And President Trump's message to me as administrator of EPA is that President Trump wants me to do everything in my power to make sure that we are both protecting the environment and growing the economy. We don't have to choose between the two. Getting to yes is an important part of our job, and Americans win as a result.
Wow. Getting to yes. So, who doesn't love the fact that the president wants to unleash American energy dominance? Why would you be against that?
Because you want a globalist control over our country. You would be against that because you don't want America to be in control of its own destiny. You see, this started in the beginning. We've been talking about on Fridays, we've been talking about the Pacer complex, the family business. What was the family business there? The Rockefellers, what were they involved in? Oil. What did Standard Oil become? 8 companies. What did those 8 companies become? Multinational corporations. What do those multinational corporations do? They undergird the Fed along with the railroads and the financial structure of America's system. Therefore, Jeff, if we have energy dominance in America, they will no longer be able to control us by mandating high energy prices.
That's right. That's right. And, we've got this thing where, this show supports President Donald J. Trump. Okay. Right.
Yes. The big, beautiful bill is what we're supposed to be talking about.
But I'm just telling you right now that we've got a faction of people that are, connected to those eyebrows, and they're spewing nasty, low IQ comments and attacks on this show. And it's a clown show, guys. What normal person talks about this? Why are they this triggered? Is it maybe a sign that you might want to come and go watch the MG show? What's got them so rattled? So, guys, MG show is where it's at. Check it out. P. Faye Roberts, $20 rumble rant, big, and another $20 rumble rant, beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, and another one, Bill. Big, beautiful Bill.
It was. We told you, DQ. It's big, beautiful Bill.
Yes, that's right. And by the way, I want to thank you guys for this one here. This is our friend Macklin right here. It got 6.2 thousand views. Pretty good. It should have 100,000. And if you guys could just go ahead and repost that again for Mac on Twitter, X, we'd appreciate that. But it was amazing. But 3 Republicans, Shady Grove, voted no on the big, beautiful bill. Rand Paul, Tom Tillis, and Susan, I'm a Bloodline Collins, Shady.
I think it's hilarious that Tom Tillis is deciding to not. Why, if you were deciding to no longer represent America, why wouldn't you go along with everybody else and say, oh, well, maybe the people that are going to continue representing America know better than me since I'm getting ready to quit, and shut your pie hole? No, that's not what he does. He comes out and he tries to give Rand Paul air. And I have a nice suspicion that Mr. Rand Paul and Mr. Thomas Massey may not get elected just like the communists did in New York next time.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
But 3 Republicans and every Democrat voting no.
Republicans passed the biggest tax breaks for billionaires ever seen.
Ultimately, it came down to Alaska Republican Lisa Murkowski, who negotiated a special carve-out for Alaska to soften the blow of the changes to Medicaid, drawing the ire of Kentucky's Rand Paul, who voted no.
They chose to add more pork and subsidies for Alaska to secure that.
We pressed Murkowski.
Senator Paul said that that your vote was a bailout for Alaska at the expense of the rest of the country.
Oh my God.
That's what Senator Paul said.
This one was easy. Senator, we've got
I'm just asking for your response.
Wow.
My response is I have an obligation to the people of the state of Alaska. And I live up to that every single day.
Now the bill goes back to the House.
Wow.
President Trump optimistic.
Actually, I think it will be easier in the House than it was in the Senate.
And responding to new criticism of the bill from Elon Musk, who says it's full of, quote, insane spending. The president posting, without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa.
Doge is going to look at Musk, and if Doge looks at Musk, we're going to save a fortune.
While Speaker Johnson insisting he can get the bill through the House again, despite a razor-thin Republican majority.
A lot of work ahead, but that's the job, so we'll get it done.
NBC's Ryan Nobles reporting there. Let's bring in staff writer at The Atlantic, Annie Lowry. Her new piece titled "A Big, Bad, Very Ugly Bill." Annie, good morning. It's good to have you on the show. So we kind of catalog what's in this bill in our last hour. But as you comb through it, what do you see?
We're going to trust The Atlantic now.
Yeah, we're gonna jump right into that. Like, it's big and it's ugly, and we realize it is ugly, Jeff. You got to realize what they're saying. If you're a globalist, is it pretty? If you are a globalist and you believe in climate change, you believe in all this absolute garbage and nonsense you've been shoving down our throat for the last 5 decades, if you believe that, this big, beautiful bill's not for you. And
Look, you can't possibly think that all maggots are bad people.
Listen, man, I'm just telling you, sir, I don't think that all MAGA is bad people. I think they're good people, and I was just making the point that all of the people that think that MAGA is something wrong with it are the ones who would support a globalist regime tomorrow, Jeff. If China were to show up on the West Coast tomorrow, the people that live in San Francisco would welcome them as liberators. Okay? Yeah. I'm not joking about that. I know that sounds crazy, or go there. Look at what's going on. I can take you to parts of San Francisco where you cannot find a sign that is in English. No, it's not in Spanish. It's Chinese. The writing on the bank is Chinese. The street signs are Chinese. Literally every shop in the strip mall is Chinese writing. You can't read anything in this whole area. You think I'm joking? I'm not. No. Okay, that's real, and it's actually happening in Portland, and it's happening in San Diego, and it's happening in Los Angeles as well. So Seattle. You guys don't understand how dangerous this communist crap is. The CCP is going to prop up anyone that even comes close to pretending like they're a communist.
To you gas station loitering, mouth breathing, knuckle dragging, mad.
That's me. My knuckles are completely wrong.
All right, I want to just post this too, because you have to never forget, okay? Jake Tapper, CNN, and others were set in to protect Biden from embarrassment regarding his mental health and clear cognitive decline, guys. Repost if you agree. Look at 825 views. Wow.
For you being there, you're co-moderating that debate. Yeah. It begins.
He walked before it begins. He is late showing up. We're in Atlanta, in a battleground state, Georgia. Biden won in 2020 and Trump won in 2016, and both campaigns and candidates had been offered walkthroughs. Donald Trump shows. Neither of them show up on time, of course, but the time for them to show up was still, laughably early. It wasn't really necessary for them to show up as early as CNN asked them to be. But Donald Trump shows up, and, whatever you think of Donald Trump, he's a pro. Which one's my camera? What if I want to ask a follow-up? What if I want this? What do I do? When he's talking, when Biden's talking, is the camera on me, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm supposed to go out. The debate's starting at 9 p.m., which, by the way, was another shocker to me. When I found out that they had agreed to do a 9 p.m. debate for an hour and a half, I thought to myself, that seems late. That's late for me. Like, how is it going to be for Joe Biden? I mean, I understand Donald Trump runs on some energy force that I don't understand, but that's late, but okay. I guess they know what they're doing. I think there is a degree to which I guess they know what they're doing infected the heads of so many of us covering him. Because why would you put him out there for an hour and a half debate at 9 o'clock at night when they could have agreed to a 7 p.m. debate? Because at 8:30, I'm supposed to be out on stage just sitting there, and they're doing lighting and all that stuff. And I can't go out there because Joe Biden has just shown up a half hour before the debate. He's supposed to have been there hours before. And why was he so late? Because he didn't think he needed to do it. He didn't think he needed to do a walkthrough, which is crazy. Every candidate does a walkthrough. Barack Obama did walkthroughs. Like, you just do this. So he walks out, he hobbles out, he does that shifting thing, shuffling thing, seeming really old, but I had seen him, so I was not surprised. He starts talking. He obviously has a cold. He sounds awful. His voice is already thinner and reedier than it had been, but now it's really bad. His first answer's whatever, it's fine, serviceable. But then he gets to that horrible answer where he completely loses his train of thought.
Eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicaid. He beat it to death, and he's just.
And we have these iPads, and I wrote to the control room, "Holy smokes!" And Dana writes to me on a piece of paper, "He just lost the election."
So why couldn't they report on that during all this time? Why did they have to remain quiet, guys? Never forget that they were there to cover up Biden's obvious cognitive decline. I don't need to argue with people about how he is mentally unstable and mentally unfit. Nobody needs to argue. I see it with my own eyes, Shady.
But isn't it interesting how you were gaslit?
Oh my God.
Every single, like that guy right there that's explaining what happened to you. He seems to have the cognitive ability to explain it perfectly, but doesn't have the wherewithal to realize that that's pertinent news after it happens, when it happens to the presidential debate of actually trying to elect this guy as the president of the United States.
Wow.
You stand down and just let all that occur and then go on the air the next day and tried to pretend like it was good. And then the media couldn't sustain that wave of push from the people that saw that it was anything but good.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, we've got, we got a couple. I want to play something fun, Shady Groove.
All right.
Because I almost think that this is actually funny, but I almost think it's actually true, Shady.
Okay.
Ready?
I am.
Y'all hear about the influencers? Boy, I don't understand how somebody can earn a living just talking on the internet, I tell you what.
The Illuminati's algorithm, Hank, is delivering a massive cult following to all the blacklisted voices hiding behind the mafia's devilish black horns, a.k.a. the influencers.
No, I don't need to look on the internet to get influenced.
Maybe if they hear my voice, the algorithm will be reversed, and I'll save all of humanity from all the injections of mosquito larvae the government's trying to tap into our bloodstreams one person at a time.
All I need to do is walk outside and look at my lawn.
Hey, John Redcorn.
Hank. All right, so that was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Illuminati, like a mind control to lead you to influencers. Put an F in front of influencers, and you gotta win, Shady Groove.
Yeah, you really do, boy. They sure are bringing the heat, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Wow, bringing the heat. Wow. All right, so I thought that was funny. I saw that last night on
that's
TikTok.
really good.
TikTok. Also, real quick, before we get out of here for this, we're still going to continue and talk about what, Shady Groove?
The big, beautiful bill.
Yeah, music to my ears.
Oh, man, I love hearing about that.
But I want to talk about this. FBI blocked probe into alleged 2020 election plot by China because it would contradict Director Wray's testimony to Congress, Doc's show. This is very interesting. And somebody came and said, trust Wray. Let me do it right.
Trust Wray.
Shady.
But
these black-pilled anons will tell you, trust Wray, it's true. It was said. But I don't really think they really followed Q because they forgot about this post very conveniently, I might add, Shady Grove.
Not too long after.
10/21/2020. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Torch nailed it. Who are we taught to trust? Those you trust are most likely guilty of sin. Wow. Nailed it.
Marty Fanning told me that was proof of Hammer and scorecard.
What?
Yeah, like that story. That's the proof of the old
Marty
scorecard.
Fanning. Yeah, because China had it.
China shouldn't have the scorecard, just the hammer part.
And sickle.
They've got the hammer and sickle stick down, Pat.
Just remember, I'm going to read a post by Shady Groove. Just remember, feel free to continue to send your vile digital horde after us and our audience. You are each day proving why what we say is true to them, and meanwhile showing many others who are hypnotized by your flickering eyebrows that you're the wolf in sheep's clothes. I mean, Shady Groove, you said it perfectly.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. And guys, we're going to take a quick bio break. It's all about the big, beautiful bill. They don't want you thinking about the big, beautiful bill. They want you to think about fighting each other. Division. That's what they need. But we are not taking it anymore, Shady Group. I like that.
That's exactly right. We are America first.
And we'll be right back after these beautiful blow messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
To celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7, I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
Q-Waken is a streetwear brand and a community-driven project blending fashion, art, and digital assets. Built on the XRP ledger, it offers phygital products. Physical items like hoodies tied to NFTs, non-fungible tokens that grant rewards in QWK tokens. Our QWK token powers our d-commerce ecosystem, rewarding you for engaging, holding, and shopping in a decentralized way. Aiming to revolutionize streetwear with a focus on sustainability and community values, Q-Waken was founded in late 2021, and it's tied to the Great Awakening theme, promoting free thought and truth-seeking. Join us at qwaken.club and become active part of the Golden Age.
It's tricky, yo. It's tricky, let's go. It's tricky to rock the truth, to spill the real that's right on time. It's tricky, it's tricky, 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 tricky. It's tricky to rock the truth, to break the veil and free the mind. It's tricky. Matrix in the code, I'm dodging all the lies they send. Unplug the system, yeah, I'm breaking through the lens. Shady's on the mic, spitting bars to wake the crowd. Truth the ammunition and we're dropping it loud. No red or blue pill, just the facts we ignite. Get through the shadows, bring the dark to the light. They try to box us in, keep the real out of sight, but we're flipping the script, yo, we're ready to fight. It's tricky, yo, it's tricky, let's go. It's tricky to rock the truth, that's right on time. It's tricky, it's tricky, 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 tricky. It's tricky to rock the truth and free the mind. It's tricky, 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 tricky. Aye, aye. Shady's got the flow, cutting deep like a blade. No facade, no mask, just the truth that we trade. Matrix hacks the mainframe, see the code, rearrange, pull the plug on the fake. Now the world's gonna change me. They throw distractions, try to keep us in a haze, but we spitting raw facts, setting fire to the stage. From the streets to the screens, hear the truth resonate. Matrix and Shady, always shifting the fate. Yo, it's tricky, yo, it's tricky, let's go. It's tricky to rock the truth, that's right on time. It's tricky, it's tricky, 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 tricky. It's tricky to rock the truth, and free the mind. It's tricky, tricky, tricky. I'm G Music, yo, yo. The truth is tricky. Let's go. Let's go. Ricky, Ricky. Oi, oi. Let's go. Let's go. Go, go. It's tricky, yo. It's tricky. Let's go. It's tricky to rock the truth, that's right on time. It's tricky. It's tricky, 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 tricky. Yo, it's tricky to rock the truth, and free the mind. It's tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky. Hey.
Boom. That's Script Keeper's favorite one. Shady Groove, welcome back to the MG Show.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all the great, wonderful people out there that are contributing to this show and contributing to the Great Awakening. We were discussing last night on Scott McMahon's program about the Reawaken Tour and the difference between what the Reawaken Tour was doing to what we were already part of, which was the Great Awakening brought forth by Donald Trump and the Truth Movement. There was a conspiracy movement before Q. Q turned the conspiracy movement headed up by Alex Jones and the whole crew of psychological operating idiots into a truth movement that you could follow if you paid attention. And that is what the work is that we continue to do here with all of you each day. Thank you so much.
And it wasn't Scott McKay, it was Scott McMahon.
And I said it correctly. I was very, very specific. I got distracted with the risers. We started talking about the risers in DeSantis' shoes. And Scott McKay has risers in his shoes. And I was trying to make a promo.
I figured it out. I figured out why you did that. Candy Coated Kim, thank you so much. A $50 Rumble rant. I just can't thank you enough. And thank you guys. And don't forget, click on Script Keeper's name and go follow his channel over there as well. He did have a great show Monday where he had Nick Alvear on, and he also has on his channel and Twitter, or X, or whatever you want to call it, the actual Phil Godlowski movie. And that's kind of when I found Script, around that time when he rolled up on Phil and he's in front of a billboard in Phil's hometown. It's so good. Oh my God.
No, that was epic. I mean, that was exactly epic. And and congratulations, good job too.
Because, very well.
We really, I mean, you guys, we sat there and watched all that stuff happen in real time. And all these people, I don't know what it was about the way they were able to shove people into Telegram, but everybody was so desperate for a narrative, man. And they, they piled right in on his channel, and Charlie Ward, Simon Parks, a number of the other ones that were all. Godlowski was not around here. He wasn't
around
people
attacking us, attacking him for Phil Godlowski. You see how that works?
That's right. And Godlewski wasn't here for the Q drops. Like he wasn't part of that. Like much like the John Harold and the Derek Johnson people, and Scott McKay, as a matter of fact, Charlie Ward, Simon Parks. None of those people were here for any part of the Q drops. Like they weren't like their channels weren't part of or talking about the Q drops or even non-existent.
Ours was.
Yeah, we were here. We were already censored, sir. We were already thrown the hell off of YouTube and every other social media platform. By that point.
DBQ17 girl says, can you watch the replay with Scott McMahon if you're not on X? Yes. Go into Rumble and type bigger truth, and it should be on his Rumble channel as well. And enjoy. We had fun doing it.
It was really good. It was really good because he's asking questions that are of interest to him about like what's going on with Flynn. And then, as we're telling the story, we're like, wow, realizing how much we can clearly see differently that we witnessed when it was going on in real time, maybe is a better way to put it. And he asked great questions about, what they're trying to do. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to set up some sort of Christian nationalist movement to scare the hell out of the left.
And also, guys, if you have Apple or whatever you use for like Spotify or whatever, go look up Script Keeper's music on Apple, Spotify, all that other stuff. One of my favorites is FAFO, his new one. And hopefully he'll be filming that soon, a real video. All right, so let's go get into it. This is Real Donald Trump. It is my great honor to announce that I have just made a trade deal with Socialist Republic of Vietnam, after speaking to Lam, the highly respected General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam. It will be a great deal of cooperation between our two countries. The terms are that Vietnam will pay the United States a 20% tariff on any and all goods sent into our territory, and a 40% tariff on any trans-shipping, which means if they get something from China and it goes to the U.S., that's a 40%. See, isn't that how that works, Shady Groove?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in return, that's a 40% tariff on any trans shipping. Okay. In return, Vietnam will do something that they have never done before. Give the United States of America total access to their markets for trade. In other words, they will open their market to the United States, meaning that we will be able to sell our product to Vietnam at zero tariff. It is my opinion that the SUV, or as what it's sometimes referred to, large engine vehicle, which does so well in the United States, will be a wonderful addition to the various product lines within Vietnam. Dealing with General Secretary Tu Lam, which I did personally, and it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I mean, guys, why would your friends and family not like somebody that just opened the United States market to Vietnam, guys? Stop it.
And it's bigger than that. This is marking the end of the Kissinger era. You guys, you don't realize what is happening here. Why were we never allowed? Do you realize that we used to be able to sell our goods into Vietnam before the late or mid 60s and 70s and the war broke out? And do you realize that the war broke out over a lie? The Gulf of Tonkin event didn't happen. That was a lie. Yep. That was a lie perpetuated by Jim Morrison's father. Yes, Jim Morrison of the Doors. His father was the admiral of that ship that lied directly, that the press repeated it, spread it around, and the next thing you know, we're dropping napalm on Vietnam, calling them the Viet Cong. Then all of a sudden, you embolden the communists. How did you get the communists there to begin with? You put him there. Your people that inserted into Vietnam, just like you did in North Korea a few years earlier. You put the communists there so that we could fight them, so that you could build up the military-industrial complex. And Donald Trump just ruined that game for you, too.
Wow, how terrible. Impeach.
And also, guess what, Jeff? He did twofold. China has been shipping their crap goods through Vietnam to ship here because we don't charge the same amount of tariffs as we do to China. And so now this is going to put a stop to that crap as well.
Sweet as Caroline said, Woody Harrelson's dad, too. Interesting.
Yes, Woody Harrelson's dad was part of a lot of more than you think. And even Ted Cruz's family was involved.
Whew. What's the show about again, JD?
The Big Beautiful Bill.
The One Big Beautiful Deal is all about growth. If passed, America will have an economic renaissance like never before. It is already happening, just in anticipation of the beautiful bill. Deficit cut in half, record investment, cash, factories, jobs pouring into the USA. MAGA, make America great again.
You guys,
this is so powerful, guys.
It's so powerful, and we've been talking about it. We've been predicting it. We've been saying that this would be the result. Donald Trump has been saying, we've been listening to him and hearing him explain. He talks about economics, and it makes sense to someone who studied I studied economics whenever I was younger, and I learned like the ins and outs of the economy and the financial structures and how it works. And like these people have been talking like they don't know what they're talking about for 4 decades. Every single politician talks, and you're like, this person doesn't know anything about business. They don't know anything about finances. They don't know anything about the market. Now you're hearing a guy that knows something about it, and they want to call him crazy because it might wake up the sheep.
So now we got Congressman Jason Smith. We are going to get the one big, beautiful bill passed to your desk. This will be for the people who don't have lobbyists in this town, the farmers, the welders, the waitresses, the nurses pulling double shifts, the truck drivers hauling goods across this country, the folks who work hard, play by the rules, and ask for nothing more than a fair shot and a government that works for them, not against them. The one big, beautiful bill is their bill. It's about restoring sanity in a town that lost it. It cuts the waste. It reins in the reckless spending. It demands that if you're able to work, you should. It delivers the largest tax cut in history, and it stops asking working families to foot the bill for Washington's bad decisions. Thanks for your vision, leadership, and determination. You are my favorite president. Let's get that done. Again, that was Congressman Jason Smith.
Unbelievable. Historic. We're going to remember this time. We're going to remember this time right now. As we sit here today, I'd like to make a marker. We're just a couple of days away from July 4th. Next year, we're going to be celebrating 250 years of the greatest country ever created by the hands of man, United States of America. America, freedom, the idea that we could become a quote-unquote more perfect union. Wow, what a concept. What a concept to recognize our flaws, to recognize how we are sometimes wrong, to recognize how we do things wrong, but to recognize that we can make up for it, to recognize that we can make an amends, to understand that we can capitulate, to say I'm sorry, to not become cynical, but to become stronger, to let the bond grow, to build something together. Can we do that? We're sitting here 1 year out from the 250th anniversary. Does this country on its 250th birthday become what it was you thought it was whenever you were 10 years old? Before you started realizing politics, when you were little, you believed in America like it was chocolate. You did. Yeah. You believed in it like it was ice cream. You believed in it like it was Santa Claus, like it was real. It was there. But you get older and they whittle you down. And they grind on you, and they grind on you, and they grind on you. Guess what? You're coming out polished and perfect.
That's right. Jules Patriot says, do you think that we will end the Fed now that 3 states are using gold and silver? No, I don't think end the Fed is going to be what you guys think it is. I think we're going to use the Federal Reserve's tools and make it pro-America, America first,
and
as opposed to globalist.
And I think you touched on it. We touched on it a little bit yesterday in the show because the post that hit utility talking about AT&T. So on some scale, we kind of think that some of these massive things, these huge entities that are part of the Fed, might pivot and become more what you would consider a nonprofit or something that just makes enough income for it to function for you.
Yeah. So, it was really good, Shady Grove. Virginia Fox introduced the One Big Beautiful Bill today.
And I would like to announce that Virginia Fox is representative of my hometown, Boone, North Carolina. And she's been our representative for a long time. And she's an older person, but she's very, very smart and an awesome person.
All right. I don't know why it's so small.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Republicans stand ready to deliver H.R. 1 directly to the president's desk for his signature. Late last year, the American people rallied en masse behind the Republican vision for a renewed nation. A nation no longer blighted by the cataclysmic failures of the previous administration. A nation primed and ready to enter the golden age. One of the many strong reinforced byproducts of our Republican vision is the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. It is one of the most consequential pieces of legislation that any party has ever passed, and for good reason. The provisions interwoven in this legislation are monumental. They are what the American people voted for in November. Historic tax relief for working families, massive investments to secure our nation's borders, capturing generational savings, slashing waste, fraud, and abuse in government programs so that they may run more efficiently for those who truly need them. Mr. Speaker, I could opine at length about the wins that Republicans have secured in this bill, wins that we've been highlighting to the American people for months. Meanwhile, our Democrat colleagues have resorted to fear-mongering and wailing from their bully pulpits in the hopes of deceiving the American people. For months, we've heard Democrats claim that the sky was falling, that all hope is lost because H.R. 1 will bring about the end times, and a litany of other outlandish and absurd claims. They are so desperate to smear H.R. 1 and deny the American people the policies that the American people overwhelmingly voted for in November. But let's again focus on what this bill accomplishes. It yields the single greatest cut in wasteful government spending in congressional history by slashing far more than $1 trillion of bloat. It preserves the greatest battle-tested set of tax cuts for working families that our nation has ever seen or our economy has ever realized. It doubles down on the border priorities of the most successful enforcement efforts by a president in our nation's history. It realigns our economy in defense of American workers, American energy, American businesses, and American job creators to unleash the engines of our economy, raise the tide of our economic standards, and bring a new definition of American greatness to the world. Perhaps the reason why Democrats are so desperate to smear this legislation is because they are caught in their own self-inflicted malaise of denial. Perhaps they still can't accept that Americans chose Republicans to lead the nation instead of them. That said, Mr. Speaker, Republicans are not distracted by that fear-mongering and doomsaying of those who want H.R. 1 to fail. The facts are on our side, and we've been cutting through the noise by bringing those facts to the American people for months. So that the record is clear, a vote against this legislation is a vote to greenlight the largest tax increase in American history being levied against everyday men and women. Decimation of millions of jobs across America. Kneecap the capabilities and readiness of the nation's military. This is not fear-mongering like what our colleagues across the aisle have been engaging in. These are just facts. Mr. Speaker, the pathway forward is crystal clear. The House must pass this rule and pass the Senate amendment to H.R. 1 so that more wins can be delivered to the American people. The American people deserve to keep winning, and to deny them that opportunity is a flagrant disservice. This legislation is the embodiment of the America First agenda, and we would all do well to remember that. Failure at this critical juncture is not an option. This clock is ticking. The President and the American people are waiting. I reserve.
Wow. Pretty well said.
Not written by AI.
PC, you know, the little
written straight from the heart.
Yeah.
Written as a true Republican, written as a true conservative, written with true conservative ideals, not like the people that are over here screaming and yelling that there's something wrong with Dr. Oz and Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. No, those people are
Blondie.
Those people are completely nuts. Okay, we're talking like psycho. We're talking like literally need to be made of a black and white movie. Everything that they're doing, psycho, outside of the box, Democrat on steroids. Literally, watch how they agree with the Democrats on Palestine. Watch how they agree with the Democrats on all of these other issues. Pay very close attention because they are not like you.
Yeah. I want to just highlight a comment here. Diani says, the clock is ticking and the criminals are still at large. We're 156 days, give or take, into this administration. And our success cutting the strings for the way that they are corrupt is our retribution, Shady Groove.
I would like for you to go to the website for the Attorney General.gov website and scroll. Just scroll, dude. Sit there and scroll. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of arrests are made. Every arrest that is made leads to an investigation of who it is that was puppeting the person that was arrested. That leads to the person above them. There is not going to be some sort of moment where people walk out and just take somebody off the street in front of you in some sort of SWAT team, deep state, marauding takedown of these federal officials. I don't know what in the world you people think is going to happen, but you are living in a fantasy world created for you by something that was not that was not real. Q did not say that was going to go down, by the way. Q said that we were going to be prosecuting people by the book. And when you prosecute someone by the book, you're investigating a crime. You're acting as if we should be investigating people. If you're advocating for investigating people and not crimes, you, my friend, are doing exactly what the Democrats have done to us and Trump for the last decade.
But Racine, Shady.
And Racine is where we all are going to go to live on the yellow submarine.
Yeah. Look, you might be paying a lot of attention to some of the wrong people. All they're saying and all they're doing is no arrest, no arrest, no arrest, no arrests. These people are brain dead. Okay. This is not how it works. You just don't go arrest somebody without a case. Okay. You can't arrest a city either.
You can't arrest somebody without a grand jury indictment of that person. You have to go seek a letter of indictment from a grand jury to go and arrest or even in a lot of cases investigate people.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just look. These are press releases from the DOJ, justice.gov. If you go there and /news, construction company supervisor sentenced for attempting to cover up a role in a fatal Long Island construction incident. Suburban Chicago businessman convicted for role in bank fraud and PPP fraud schemes. Member of transnational terrorist group charged with soliciting the murder of federal officials in connection with a hit list. But
no arrests!
That's all just today.
That's today. 3 defendants sentenced in wide-ranging scheme to monopolize international transit industry, fix prices, extort competitors, and launder money.
No arrests, Shady. There's nothing happening.
Nope, nobody's going after the launderers.
Yeah. Justice Department charges 2 individuals with acting as agents of the PRC government.
Oh my God, nothing happening.
No investigations.
Canadian man arrested and detained for role in deadly alien smuggling conspiracy against the U.S. northern border yesterday.
Oh God, nothing happening, Shady. Still.
Diadi says, good luck to you guys. I'm doing fine, but my eyes are wide open. And I'm showing you. Here, are you watching? Durable medical equipment owner sentenced to 12 years for a $61 million Medicaid fraud scheme. 4 family members charged in multi-million-dollar tax fraud scheme. Justice Department files statement in interest in Wyoming case to defend documentary proof of citizenship requirement voter registration. The Justice Department files a lawsuit against sanctuary city policies in Los Angeles, California. The Justice Department announces coordinated nationwide actions to combat North Korean remote information technology workers' illicit revenue generation schemes. I mean,
that was just in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
All that 2 days, guys.
Yeah.
What are you thinking you're going to see?
Yeah.
You're living in a fantasy land.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they think you're just going to walk up and arrest somebody is what they think. And
go
ahead.
Q said by the book. Okay,
it must be done right.
You said it must be done right. It must carry weight. It must be done by the rule of law. The rule of law is not vigilante justice. String them up like that's the people. That's the Enrique Terrios of the world. You're a part of the people that are advocating for that stuff. That's the Joe Biggs of the world. These people are doing that. It's the Ivan Rakelins of the world. That's what they're doing. That's what General Flynn's whole horde of Democrats are doing.
That's right.
So,
Gianni says this goes after the little guys. Yeah, bottom to top arrests. You were told this if you followed Q.
That's exactly
bottom to top.
Exactly what I want. I want the investigations to go from bottom to top and lead wherever they lead to.
That's right. That's right. So, just really keep your eyes open. And, we're not here to bully you or anything like that. We're here to just set the record straight because we see so many psychological operations being perpetuated upon our listeners. And our listeners are smarter than that. Press 47 if you're smarter than that, guys. Let's just see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
I know they're smarter than that, so I'm hitting it.
You go.
Lordy, I tell you.
Yeah, he hit 48.
It's insane. All right, so let's see what we got here. I wanted to go ahead and look at this. So this is check this out, Shady. Oh my gosh. Check this out.
Snap.
Okay.
Gentlelady from North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained. Gentleman from Massachusetts.
Mr. Speaker, I yield to the gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Fletcher, for the purpose of a unanimous consent request.
Gentlelady from Texas is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I ask unanimous consent to amend the rule to make an order the amendment at the desk that protects against any cuts to Medicaid and SNAP.
The Gentlelady of North Carolina has not yielded for that purpose, and therefore the unanimous consent request cannot be entertained.
I'm not sure what that was. I'm just trying to see where we're at with the big, beautiful bill. It looks like they're voting for questions and next questions and other stuff too, Shady Grove.
Well, there's a bit of pageantry that will be going on today.
Yeah.
So, they're fluffing. They got to fluff their peacock feathers for their fundraising.
Why are you talking about fluffers now, Shady?
I'm sorry that they have to stand up and they have to make themselves known. How about that? They have to become the squeaky wheel so that they get some grease. How about that?
Right.
Is that better?
That's right. I guess.
We're struggling here for analogies today.
Yes, we are. So again, so the left have really, infected the woke mind virus and just the ridiculously. I want to show you what some of these radical left lunatics actually think. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
Guys, they're throwing the deportees out of the planes and into the ocean. No, this is not a drill. No, this is not fear-mongering. They're shackling people, flying out into open ocean and throwing them out. Okay? The flight patterns, there's people tracking them on this app. The flights going out with the deportees, watching them go out to open ocean and circle back. A family in Italy saw 5 shackled bodies wash up on the shore.
In Italy?
No, but seriously?
The current moves the other way.
Everything that you stand for, whether it's bullshit, consumerist propaganda, or actual leftist good values, or whatever the fuck it is you believe in, things are getting serious. I know I'm a small creator and the likelihood that I am shadow banned is very small, but I'm telling you, I'm fairly certain I am shadow banned because I talk about this stuff. If you look at my like to view ratios, they're great. I have several viral videos. I don't understand why I'm doing so badly. No, my shit's not boring. No, I'm not boring.
Because you're wrong.
I am that is like watching it's like some sort of spectator sport. Like what in the world? So Jeff,
she's trying to tell you that fake news. She's trying to tell you that migrants are being shackled, flown out into the ocean, and tossed out of airplanes.
Okay, if they're
into
doing
said
that,
ocean,
if they're doing that out of America, sir, the wayward winds blow from Africa towards America. So those bodies, and General Flynn probably even know this, those bodies would appear on the American beaches. They would not somehow mysteriously get through the Straits of Gibraltar, past and down and over and into the boot of Italy in the Mediterranean. I am so sorry to inform you.
Geography wasn't her best subject, Shady.
I think she might have got an F.
All right, so Congresswoman Anna Paula Luna was fantastic tonight on Jesse Waters Primetime as interviewed by the fabulous Charlie Hurt. Thank you, Anna. Also, thank you to Congressman Byron Daniels, Stephen Dinan of the Great Washington Times. Check this out, Shady. Here is the interview that President Trump was talking about. Anna Paula Luna.
Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna joins us now. So good to see you, Congresswoman. So before we get to the particulars of the bill, I just have to ask you, of course, it was 5 minutes ago that Elon Musk was wearing a hat that said Trump was right about everything. Now he's opposing this bill. But for the last 6 months, we've been hearing about the oligarchy between Trump and Musk. Apparently, the oligarchy doesn't really amount to much.
What I can tell you is, I am, like many Americans, sad to see the differences between these two. Obviously, I was very supportive of the big, beautiful bromance. But what I will also tell you is it's important to note that President Trump has been right on so many issues. Look, he just announced today, which it's not getting a lot of coverage, that he brokered a ceasefire with Hamas and Israel that's going to be lasting for over 60 plus days.
You're welcome.
He's been correct on so many issues. And so I think it's important to note that we have to trust President Trump through this process. He's a pragmatic man. And what I will tell you is that he's consistently understood that the swamp is indeed real in Washington, D.C. And so ensuring delivery of his campaign promises to the American people not only secures the House for the midterms, which, mind you, President Trump is indeed ahead of this party, meaning that if he instructs Speaker Johnson to continuing bringing forward those rescissions, also to instruct him to do single subject spending bills, Speaker Johnson will listen, but we do have a very slim majority. So I will say that this bill is as good as it's going to get. In the event that it's not passed, we are facing a really big problem here, a potential 22%, I believe, increase for the average American taxpayer. And so right now, this is going to be baby steps to crawl our way out of this big hole that has been a result of more than one president and more than one Congress really putting us into a debt crisis. And I know that President Trump, and I have all the faith that he will be handling this situation and bringing us out of it.
Well, I think you make a really good point because, everything that we don't like about the bill is not something that happened yesterday. It's what it is it's evidence that for the past 40 years, Congress has been leading us to this spot where we are now. And, everything is on all the spending is on autopilot. And the idea that you're going to suddenly stop the game the moment that Trump has his agenda on the line seems a little wrongheaded to me.
It does. And I think that that's why you're seeing a massive frustration from the American people with Congress. And really why so many people voted largely in favor of President Trump is because he is indeed an outsider. But I want to remind people again, when you're talking about the system that exists in Washington, D.C., so many people say, well, what about forming new parties? Actually, if you look at it from an insider's perspective, the way that Congress functions, even though we have a two-party system, there are factions, and you're seeing that even play out right now with, members of the House Freedom Caucus, some of the more moderate members of SALT Caucus, and then you have the faction that exists within the Democrat Party of, there being a pro-Palestine party and a pro-Israel party. And so this all takes effect. And so remember, slim majorities, but I do believe that Elon Musk is not entirely wrong. We do have to get spending under control. And I do believe that that's going to happen, again, with the leadership of President Trump. He has some brilliant people, especially Mr. Bassett over that's handling our country's finances currently. And so what I would continue to say is you have to trust this process to play out. I've known now President Trump since before 2020. And what I will tell you is he has not changed. He's been very straightforward about what his goals and objectives are. He's also a realistic perspective on what he's trying to do with accomplishing such a slim majority.
Well, I can't think of anything more important than getting to single issue legislation, but you can't get there yesterday. It takes some time to get there to fix all of everything that's on autopilot in Washington, the Leviathan that is on autopilot here. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining us.
Boom. Fantastic job by Donald Trump, as said by Donald J. Trump, Shady.
Fantastic job and fantastic description. And how it's confusing. It's confusing to see this stuff working. It's confusing to watch your government work. It's confusing to see things that are set up, things that are set in motion, and the process work, and then the people that are the hangers on, the people that are the detractors, the people that are wrong, being the quiet voice. Isn't that like kind of an interesting dynamic? You know, like the people that are wrong are the ones that are insignificant in the corner, and the people that are doing things, building things, and being right and putting America first are the people that are front and center leading the way. That is the proper orientation for this country, regardless of independent disputes about how we get there.
So I want to real quick move into this before we get out of here today. Scott McMahon sacrificed his time to watch the Flynn event in West Palm Beach.
Oh, Scott, you poor man.
I know. So he wants you to meet Dr. Benjamin Lost His Marbles. He's one of America's frontline doctors, and he was part of the warm-up before Ivan the Bolshevik took the stage to incite crowd toward violence against members of the Trump's own administration. I want you to listen to this and see if you support this, guys.
Do you know how long the whole thing was, Jeff? Do you like the whole event? Was it like an hour and a half or something? No, I was just going to RIP the hour and a half of
no, it was probably 2 days.
Life. Yeah, RIP to the portion of Scott's life that he had to spend doing this. God bless you, sir.
We come up with all sorts of names for these people, but they're basically fascist communists. They're the most dangerous people on earth right now. Are the woke mind virus, PC cult, rainbow like retards. They'll poison their own child. They'll cut their own child's dick off. If you think they poison you or do the same to your child, you're wrong. These people are insane. This is why we need to make asylums great again. Let's talk about Maha. Maha, blah, blah, blah. It's retarded. It was dead on arrival. We're not going to make America healthy again, pushing poisons and worrying about Fruit Loops. Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz was pushing the shots and pushing in transition your 9-year-old. Dr. Oz is a traitor. He deserves the death penalty, period. Same for Jay Bhattacharya. Same for Malarkey McCary. They're part of the problem. They're not going to be part of the solution. Those assholes belong in jail. All right, so, I just figured I'd come up here and share my opinions and lighten up the mood a little bit.
There's your "you belong in jail" narrative.
Chum in the water, my friends. There you go.
Wow, that guy's a doctor?
That's exactly what the mindset of the person that was in here earlier that you were acting like. You were acting like that this is the way forward. If you believe that, your mind has been weaponized. You probably think that what happened at the Capitol on January 6th was okay. You probably think that Jake Lang swinging a bat at police officers for 3 straight hours with a nail in it was just fine, while they had people there that were somehow had brought milk to the event so that they could get the pepper spray out of their eyes as they were marauding at the Capitol on behalf of you as MAGA.
So I don't know where you got the nail thing.
It's like the
aluminum baseball bat.
No, he wasn't swinging an aluminum bat. He's swinging a chair leg thing at the one point that's got a bolt in the side of it that they're swinging at the cops.
I didn't see that. Wow.
It's there. I can show you after the show.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't see that. Holy moly.
Yes, sir.
Whew. Wow. All right. So I will stand corrected because I thought it was a bat, but if it was somebody other than Jake Lang?
There was a bat, and then there was a maybe.
Okay. All right. I don't know. All right. So let's just go back. What are we talking about today?
They were working together.
Yeah. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about the big, beautiful bill.
All right. Let's go over some of the big, beautiful bill. Okay. I'll let me off the hook here. I'll let you off.
Okay, derail this.
I love it. All right, so it delivers the largest tax cut in history for the middle and working class Americans. Bigger paychecks of $10,000 more in annual take-home pay for families. No tax on tips. No tax on overtime. No tax on my mom's Social Security. No tax on made-in-America auto loans. Protects 2 million family farms from punitive double taxation. Permanent increase to child tax credit supporting over 40 million families. A vote against this bill is a vote against the largest tax increase in history, rescinds billions in green new scam funding, restores fiscal sanity, slashing deficits by roughly $2 trillion, eliminates waste and fraud and abuse from bloated federal programs, permanently secures our borders, deports at least 1 million illegals, aliens a year, makes the largest investment in border security in a generation, providing nearly $150 billion to secure our border and deport illegal aliens, finishes phase 2 of the border wall, shifts the cost of education in immigrant system from the American taxpayer to aliens, hires 10,000 new ICE agents, 5,000 customs officers, and 3,000 Border Patrol agents. Funds the Golden Dome missile defense system to confront 21st century threats. Delivers the largest Coast Guard upgrade since World War II, stopping fentanyl and crime cartels by sea. Modernizes our military to ensure that its resources will be a ready, lethal fighting force. 4 years of weakness by the Biden administration. Guys, after 4 years of weakness by the Biden administration, ends Biden's war on Americans' energy and drives down energy costs, unleashes domestic oil, gas, and nuclear power, restoring energy independence. I mean, wow, who would not want that, Shady?
Who would not want that? Who would not want that? Like, how are you making an argument for that? You can't not be in favor of that. That is the reason that the media has to pretend like Donald Trump is cutting away Medicaid. If you cut all of the illegals off of Medicaid, you're going to all of a sudden make it solvent. Right now, it is not solvent. It is headed towards the cliff, and it's going to fall off the cliff at some point if you continue this nonsense of putting people on Medicaid that have never paid into the system or have absolutely no connection whatsoever to being, they're not even American.
Yeah.
And their kids are on Medicaid.
Back in my lifetime, it didn't matter who and what party you were. You did not like illegal. We had jokes.
We had lots of jokes.
Why isn't Mexico in the Olympics, in the Summer Olympics? Because everybody who could run, jump, and swim is already here. It was funny, but it's really not funny, is it?
No, because you know what? The population of the country matters. And you're talking about in 1995, the population of Mexico, 1995 was like 94 million people total in the whole country. Since then, you've had 40 million people come here, 30 million people. A huge amount of them were from Mexico. Okay. So just think about that for a second. This is forced migration, and they utilize climate change as the club to beat you with to force it down your throat.
Yeah. Now we've got to use our common sense, and you Democrats, you people that act like you're Democrats and against Donald J. Trump, you love illegal aliens, guys. Okay. And here's Stephen Miller, Shady Grove, the great Stephen Miller.
This was really good.
The needed Americans watching this, and I love it, but why is it needed? And will you ask other states to follow suit with a similar type of facility, even if you don't have alligators?
Well, the first and most important reason it's needed, Laura, is that thanks to President Trump's massive increase in ICE arrests nationwide, all of the ICE beds have been filled up. So we need to begin contracting immediately to expand the number of ICE beds. And this partnership with the state of Florida, and Florida is using a law known as 287G that allows state and local law enforcement deputized by the Secretary of Homeland Security to conduct immigration functions. So this is a state facility that's supported by DHS that allows us to significantly expand our bed space. So the offer is we want to go to every Republican state. Now, of course, in a sane country, Democrats would do it too, but they love the illegals. They hate the Americans. We want every governor of a red state, and if you're watching tonight, pick up the phone, call DHS, work with us to build facilities in your state so that we can get the illegals out, we can get the criminals out. And also, very importantly, Laura, we need Congress to pass the big, beautiful bill, which contains the funding that ICE desperately needs to carry.
What do we need to pass?
The big, beautiful bill.
Boom.
Carry out the mass deportation agenda.
Now, we reach out to other states, Stephen, and a lot of them are open to helping. Alaska told us that we don't have alligators, but we have lots of bears. However, they aren't aware of any plans for an Alaska version. of Bear. I said Bear Alcatraz. So, Stephen, there's good news there. Not everybody is happy about this.
Grizzly Traz.
However, Democrat state reps in Florida are going crazy about this. Watch.
Disgusting. What's happening in the Everglades isn't immigration enforcement. It's absolute political theater. What you are doing is dehumanizing. It's cruel. That is not enforcement. That's bullying.
Huh?
Can we get this guy out of office now? Because that is an absolute wrong. It's illegal.
It's bullying. But you'll notice this. Every time you enforce the law, they refer to that as bullying. Enforcing the law is bullying. Forcing them to obey the law is bullying. It's not law enforcement. This is the way that they're conflating their position to the idiots on the left.
They need these people for their census to take house seats away from regular people. That's how they do it, guys.
Asses with.
Yeah, and that's how they do it.
Not enforcement, it's bullying, it's disgusting, and it's dehumanizing. Stephen.
Well, first of all, another answer to your question of why it's needed is there have been repeated multiple attempts by violent criminal aliens and cartel thugs to escape ICE detention, individuals who present a clear and present danger to public safety. Under President Trump's leadership, we are targeting 8 foreign terrorist organizations, including 6 Mexican drug cartels that threaten the foreign policy, the public safety, the national security of the United States. These are dangerous, ruthless organizations. A facility like this ensures the security of the officers who work there and ensures the security of the public, lest there be an attempted jailbreak. And again, we are dealing with the worst of the worst, the most heinous of the most heinous. And like you said, they still receive a quality of care that is superior to the quality of care provided with American jails for American citizens in many cases. And here's another very important point. What's dehumanizing is when American citizens are stripped of their rights and their liberties by the invasion of illegal aliens. What is dehumanizing is when Democrats let illegal alien rapists into the country to attack our children. That is dehumanizing. What reclaims our humanity is when we get these monsters off the street and we put them where they can't hurt anybody. And when they see the consequences for their conduct, they will begin and they will continue to self-deport and get back home to avoid what President Trump is going to deliver.
Stephen, I'm going to ask you what I just asked Secretary Bessent about Elon Musk's threat today and yesterday to primary Republicans who campaigned for fiscal restraint yet voted for the big, beautiful bill. He is furious for a lot of reasons, but is mostly citing the failure to rein in costs and spending. Your reaction to this tonight?
Well, this is the largest spending cut, Laura, in American history. Think about what's in this bill. The largest tax cut and reform in American history. The largest spending cut in American history. The largest welfare reform in American history. The largest reduction in federal spending ever achieved in a single bill. And then it also includes the most robust, comprehensive border security and immigration enforcement package we've ever seen. One that will allow us to deport millions upon millions of invaders. To oppose this bill is to support the invasion. To oppose this bill is to support the continued giveaways and freebies to cheaters and scam artists. To oppose this bill is to support a 68% tax hike on the American public. And it's also to oppose this bill is to support a deprivation of all of the tax benefits that President Trump is fighting to deliver the middle class, like no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. The Senate passed this bill just today, demonstrating that they are fighting for President Trump. They are fighting for his agenda. They are not going to listen to an outside voice that does not represent the interests of the American people or the interests of the Republican Party. And the House is going to rally behind President Trump to pass this bill for America.
All right, Stephen, as always, thank you very much.
Well said.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, look at the muckety-muck everybody's having to fight through. Look at the stuff that he's having to fight through, and look at the stuff that we're having to fight through all at the same time, all trying to get this done. This also will upend a large portion of the military operations that are currently going on around the border, okay? You're not really recognizing that these rogue factions are factions that are still relevant, especially within the cartel and Central South America. All of these different things are getting kneecapped right now, along with we just got rid of the threat of Iran, and the big, beautiful bill is center stage and will do exactly what Stephen Miller, he's been such a fighter, man. He's, he stands up to the criticism really good, and he puts it right back in their plate where it belongs, and it doesn't, even Laura trying to interject the left talking points and the Elon talking points. Elon Musk is making some really dumb prophetic statements. He's going to be wrong on these things that he's saying about what's happening. He does not understand politics. He doesn't understand cloture. He doesn't understand the idea that the money is already spent. It's got to be put in the bill. And he doesn't understand that this is a long-term attempt to literally reduce the federal deficit.
Wow. Breaking news, Rep. Thomas Massey, says he has enough votes to block President Trump's big, beautiful bill in the House.
We'll see.
Yeah, let's see it. And that's on the leading report, so let's see how that goes. Trump's big, beautiful bill moves to House after Senate vote just a minute ago. Trump says Massey is going to be history as big, beautiful bill jumps final hurdles. Yeah, I mean, guys, it's happening. Let's see what happens. Okay, there's a lot of fake news, a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, but we need to pray that this bill gets passed, guys. I'm telling you.
And I definitely think that it's going to get passed. We have the momentum to get it passed. We have Donald Trump leading the way, and these people are going to, you're never going to have 100% of anything. We're sitting at about 98.5%. That's going to be enough to get it over the line, in my opinion.
Yeah. And my thoughts on Elon too. I see people talking about Elon, that he's destroying himself. Well, if you think about Q accounts are still majorly censored, okay? Because the Q accounts have done the research on the missile technology that Elon Musk gave to North Korea. The technology that they set up in North Korea with Eric Schmidt. Is it Eric Schmidt, Shady? Yeah, yep. Eric Schmidt. Mm-hmm. We know, Elon, we know that you get subsidies, a lot of subsidies, okay? We don't, if your company can stand on its 2 feet, you don't need subsidies anymore. Do your business. Do your business like you should. You're supposed to be a libertarian, right? Yeah, right? You're not supposed to like subsidies. So, to say that Elon Musk has said, oh, I don't care about the EV car. He does. Stop it. He wants his subsidies, and he's not going to get them. And we are still censored on X, okay? That's my comment, because he knows that we know that you know that I know that you know that we know, Shady.
It's huge. I just want people to realize how big this is. So just for example, if I were to go out right now I can't. The EV mandate is kind of already been scrubbed in Oregon. But if I were to go out and utilize this EV mandate and buy a electric car in Oregon, I would immediately get a $5,000 discount on the sticker price of that car. That does not mean that I'm getting that price reduction like, oh, Shady's getting a good deal. No, what that means is the federal government is picking up that tab. So all the people that are driving around out here in Oregon, there's thousands of the Teslas actually going, driving around that I see driving around. Every single one of them got a $5,000 grant from the government. What's the difference in that than the people that are trying to say that the government should pay for their student loan? And the gentleman, the representative that we just heard the other day that said, why does the student loan get reduced? Why does the electric car get a subsidy, but the person that has a plumbing business in Ohio gets nothing? The person that actually didn't go to college but decided to build a business for themselves, how come they don't get a break on the vehicle that they had to buy to up their fleet for their plumbing business? This is the discrepancy that we're having, and Elon Musk has been taking gross advantage of the federal government, and it is time that it ended.
I think so too. I think so too. DQ says, I wonder how many people regret buying a Tesla after their fight. Ooh, we know one, and that's our Joe Ray. We love Joe Ray.
Yeah, don't regret it. It's okay.
Yeah, it's actually a nice car. Get it if you want it, but we should have a choice. And by the way, breaking news: Trump pauses Ukraine arms shipments, prioritizing U.S. military readiness.
I think I voted for that too, sir.
I think I voted for that.
And this is an amazing time to be alive, by the way.
Is it amazing?
I love my timeline. I got to tell everybody
that if
you want to keep, if you like your timeline, you can keep your timeline.
You can keep your timeline if you want it, but I can keep this timeline, right? I don't need to.
Nope, you don't have to change it out. You don't have to get a new timeline.
Wow.
We're not going back to Biden. That was kind of traumatic watching the Jake Tapper thing and like rehearing Biden's struggle up there. I mean, to the honest God, can you listen to my significant other? Put me out to pasture whenever it's time to put me out to pasture. God Almighty, don't go. No, let's not go. How in the world could you like end your 50-year career in politics with that?
Wow, guys,
so disgusting.
It's so crazy, Shady, that what's happening. You know what I mean?
But we're here to see it.
Wow. Oh, because it's 2:00, we got an ad. Okay.
Oh, right. We do.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what's been happening.
Maybe
I don't
we'll
see
share
it.
it with the. Oh,
I don't see it. There it is. There it is. It came in. All right, so let's do this. I need some kafefe before we get out of here. Guys, it's an amazing product too. If you still haven't tried 1775 coffee, now's your shot. The 1775 coffee starter ship, it just dropped. It's a kit. It's only 1,000 units that that are available. If you're getting the bold dark roast that hits harder than a CNN fact check. And the smooth medium roast and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus, no crash, all single origin, small batch, toxin free, mold free. Plus, you're also getting a golden spoon clip because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. A frother strong enough to stir up your mother-in-law's political opinions, and a black 1775 tumbler that says, "I don't take life advice or caffeine from a woke sea witch." That's $170 worth of coffee and gear. Yours for $99. This is for the ones that have been watching Rumble 1775 coffee blow up, okay, and wondering if it's worth it. It is, guys. So go to 1775coffee.com/studio. Grab your starter kit today before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like you do, and this show does, and Rumble. Start your day with coffee that's actually backs what you believe in, guys. And by the way, don't forget to hit that like button. We made the leaderboard with only 390, 400 likes, give or take. And we also need you to, we want you to get your Rumble Premium, guys, because that also helps the show as well. Use code STUDIO. Go to rumble.com/MG show. See the Rumble Premium red button. Hit that, and that will give us credit for that, Shady.
Thank you guys so much. And yes, we got to hit that like button here. We have we cracked into the Rumble leaderboard yesterday, but we didn't get that deep on it because you guys didn't give us the likes. I guess we didn't do a great show yesterday. We need those Rumble likes out here. Come on, get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for supporting this show. Thank you for supporting citizen patriot journalism, and thank you for being able to leave the popularity contest and step into a truth movement with us. It's been an amazing journey, and we are blessed to have you on it alongside us.
It really has. And goodbye, Facebook. We love you guys. Thank you so much. Facebook is ending right now. And Shady, what a great show today.
And we did stay on topic from top to bottom, from stem to stern. The BBB, the big, beautiful bill. Build back better in the rear view mirror.
You almost, though, did a sideline and screeched and went off the road for a minute.
Did not.
I got the sauce. I got the sauce, baby. Oh, my gosh. Wow. So just keep your heads on swivel, guys. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find a song, Shady. So if you want to just keep filling in.
Whichever song that you find, I think that it would perfectly it would perfectly highlight the big, beautiful bill that we have consistently discussed throughout the whole show. So I'm going to filibuster.
Okay, so you mean like witnessing the destruction of the old guard? That's what we're witnessing, isn't it, Shady?
We are, and as a matter of fact, we're going to probably be talking about the old guard during our premium content, so you might want to go grab some of that.
DQ wants to play the Bush song. And Yeti, it's just building. You'll hear it in a second.
The volume's low. He already said it. It's coming.
God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy Wednesday. Happy Trump Day. one we go all. www.mg.show. Boom.